what a view. How beautiful is Laguna Beach, people? Welcome to a little lunch. Today's called Lunch with Dr. Gary. Here's my lovely daughter, Maria. You've gotten used to seeing her already. My son, Raya, there is actually the filmer. Do you see that? And we have a special guest with us today. This is Dr. David Alapag, one of my favorite people on the planet. Yeah, he's just graduating from chiropractic school and got a great career ahead of him. So we're starting up here in the upstairs because we just wanted to let you see what a beautiful view it is. All these here are the IV chairs that you see, and people get all kinds of IVs here to improve their health and rebalance their nervous system and just get healthy and especially boost your immune system. So let's go get some food, okay? Come on with me.
Do it.
This is the medical suite where Dr. Dominguez works out of.
Too good.
Here's another suite. This is where Rochelle Rodriguez, who's our family nurse practitioner, she works out of here. And then over there, put that over there, Rye. Show this. Come here. These are the foot detox sinks where it pulls heavy metals and grunge out of people's bodies. We have the arrays over there. They come in here. You sit here for 30 minutes and it pulls all kinds of grunge and stuff out of your body. It's amazing.
Sweet.
All right, let's go get some food.
Whoop! So we're starting this series today. It's our first one, and we're going to be doing this series every Wednesday. So it's always going to be lunch with the doc. We'll have some of our different doctors that work at our office and health practitioners sharing about just different health topics each week. We'll be featuring different restaurants that are Laguna local restaurants, so you guys can kind of experience places you've always been or maybe spots you haven't been to. So we're really excited about this series. So you can always tune in with us on Wednesdays at 12:30, and we'll be doing our lunch with the doc. And you'll get lots of good information, and you can always ask questions. If you comment, you can ask questions, and then our doctors will.
Can you see them live?
Yeah, you can ask questions live, and then the doctors will
So
answer
you'll be
for you.
keeping a look and see if someone's starting to comment and ask. Now she's going to go up there and get the company credit card because this is a business lunch, and there's nothing wrong with the business paying for lunch, right?
No,
Okay.
nothing wrong at all.
No, you just got to keep your receipts, use a credit card so you have a receipt for all this. Look at how beautiful this is. They've just redone the beds, made it all look
Oh, they
nice.
did?
We've got the library right across the street. This was our initial office here since 1990. We got this place. Been in town since 1987.
Really?
Yeah.
How many years is
1987.
that?
Well, that's 30 this year. We got 30 years. Hi, you guys. And then up that way, see the sign? Down up those stairs, that's our Therapy and Wellness Institute where the massage and all the physical therapy and exercise stuff happens up there.
Too good. What's this little spot?
I really like these guys. These guys, this is North Menswear.
Dude.
There's an awesome guy in great fashion. It's Facebook Live today.
Hey, buddy.
Showing off your incredible store.
Thanks, Brenna.
All right. Let's go down here. This is Troy Lee's place here. They have great stuff. We're on Facebook Live, showing what an incredible shop you got. Come in here and buy all your Troy Lee goods. So what I was thinking is I'd like to show you ways to order if you want to see your percent body fat drop. There's a process of eating called the ketogenic diet. The idea is to have very low amounts of carbohydrates. Usually about 30 grams of carbohydrates a day is considered ideal for a ketogenic. What does ketogenic mean? Ketogenic means that your body is actually going into ketosis, and when you go into ketosis, your body actually starts burning fat as an energy source. The way that it's done is really by using good source proteins and good fats. So coconut oil, avocado, those kind of things are really beneficial. And then low carbohydrate vegetables. So this is one of my favorite places, La Serena Grill. I'm sure everybody in Laguna knows about this place.
The best.
And so what we're going to order, I'm going to order soup without the tortilla chips. It's a chicken tortilla soup, no tortilla chips. I'm gonna add a little thing of guacamole and some cheese. It's awesome. Feels really good. You're not too full. The other thing I usually order is either fish or steak or chicken. I get that with guacamole as well. They have some of the best guacamole. Back in the old days, I used to eat their nachos, and they have some of the best nachos. If you can eat corn, which I can't.
I can.
Yeah, you can. Their steak nachos are unbelievable. The best on the planet that I've ever had. So, you guys know what you want to order? You know this place, David?
I'm a fan of the chicken soft tacos.
Ooh.
Like that before.
There you go.
Nice.
We'll order up. You guys.
We pretty much come here most days, our staff, because Health and Balance is right there and they're right here and they're organic and really good. So we like to promote our lovely restaurant.
And their meats are antibiotic-free, grass-fed beef. They have gluten-free foods here as well. I'm also gluten-free. And so we really feature La Serena because their food is so good and it's really, really good quality. So the idea behind a ketogenic diet really makes it simple. Is just always take a look at the carbs on anything that you're eating, and then if you have fiber, certain grams of fiber, whatever the fiber count is, you subtract that from the total carbohydrates. So let's say, for example, if it says that there are 15 grams of carbohydrates in the product that you're eating, and then it has that there's 7 grams of fiber, so you take 7 away from 15 and it ends up with a total amount of carbohydrates and 8 grams of carbohydrates. So that way you can kind of keep track of everything. Now, wine.
Yeah, Melissa just said to order the calamari tacos for her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is she going to be here for lunch?
Not today.
Not today. All right.
Next time for sure.
So, do you want someone to eat that for you, Melissa? Is that what you're thinking? All right. Well, maybe Ryan. Could you help with that?
I think it can help with
Could
it.
you do? Okay. Maybe Ryan will eat your tacos for you.
So your favorites are chicken tortilla soup.
Yep. And I like. I usually get a tub of either the steak, the chicken, or the fish. And then I'll go with an order of guacamole and use the different salsas. Or sometimes I'll even do like lettuce wrapped tacos, or just the tacos without the tortillas. Because hi, we're on Facebook Live and you're being featured here today. Yeah. See that smile? That's why another reason I come here. All right, coming through right.
Delivery.
All right, so I'm gonna have chicken tortilla soup. And no tortilla chips with the cheese. Put the cheese in and a small side of guacamole. And then you guys, you want to order?
Chicken soft taco, please.
2.
Just one.
I'll go steak nachos. Yeah. And Arnie wants a salmon taco, no tortilla and guac.
Okay. And then what about Maria? Maria, what do you want?
Salmon tacos, no tortilla, and just add guacamole.
Okay. Good.
You want guacamole on top?
Maybe what we should do is just get one large guacamole and we'll all share it. It's probably cheaper that way. Always looking for the bargain, just try to get value for your money, and it's nothing wrong with that, right? No. All right.
All right. Anything else?
That'll do it. And
For here or to go?
we're gonna eat it here outside. And then she has the company credit card. Hi.
We'll grab it.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Mo, can I have the card?
All right.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
How you doing? Good, bro. How are you? Yeah, likewise. We're doing a little Facebook Live thing. Beep. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Awesome!
What do you think, Mo?
I'm excited for this food. Oh yeah. So, I don't know if you guys know, La Serena in South Laguna had a little accident recently. Car accidentally went into it, so they're in repair. So now this one is just booming, which is pretty fun. You got everybody here in one place, localized. But La Serena is the best.
So, someone wants to know if we're going to be opening up for questions with the doctor.
Ooh, we are. We are. During food, he's going to talk a little bit more about just healthy lunches, but if you have any questions, just type them out on there. We'll see them, and then we'll ask the doctor, and he can give you some good answers.
Ooh, it's like questions about what? I mean, what do you think Dr. G likes to talk about?
Man, he likes to talk about anything from, you know, nutrition and cleansing to, you know, low back pain and how to treat it, flexibility, power of an adjustment, you know, the best way to detox and cleanse.
Interesting time to do deliveries. It's so crowded. It's such a small little zone. See you, dude. Hey, man.
Good. We got a table.
We got a table.
So
What's the topic again for today? What are we talking about?
we're talking about eating good food in Laguna Beach, and we're also talking about people that would like to look better in their bathing suits this summer, and how not to, like, you know, have the muffin top thing, and or how not to look like Ben Franklin from the side. I used to specialize
That's
in
good.
that. There was a season in my life where I looked a little bit more like Ben Franklin than I wanted to. So therefore, I'm actually going ketogenic, low carb, and it's actually pretty easy to do if you know how to do it. And that's why I was explaining that today. What do we got? We're at number 77. We got 5 orders to go. Not a problem.
This is chicken burrito.
There's Mara, our friend Mara.
Where's our
Hi,
friend
Mara.
Mara?
We're doing lunch with the doc.
We're doing lunch with the
Facebook
doc.
Live.
Hi. How are you?
Mara's
I have Scotty and Jordan up.
Ooh, what'd you get?
Chicken quesadillas, it's for one of the teachers at
Show
school.
another
We
one
need
of
to
our
order them up as much as we can.
So good.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Mara, can I introduce you to the world? We're on Facebook Live right now.
Oh.
All right. This is Mara James. She's married to Dr. James, who's our lovely, wonderful pediatrician.
OBGYN.
OBGYN. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He helps deliver a lot of the babies in town, and just a wonderful man. So full of integrity, kindness, and Mara has made a difference in so many people's lives.
True.
She's referred so many people to us, and we've come alongside them, tried to get clear on what they're going through and how their quality of life is really being affected. And so she's got a heart of gold, always thinking about everyone else and how can she come alongside them. And I love her. I'll give her a hug. Dr. James, I can hug your wife.
They are the best.
Mara. And she's also got a wonderful, you got a 30-second elevator talk on your, not now, okay. Some other time we'll feature her and her nonprofit organization, which is going to be doing great things for the world.
Catherine says hi. Catherine from the office.
Oh.
Catherine's watching.
That's so funny.
Catherine's watching.
Okay, I'll do a pledge. Everybody check out www.el.foundation for mental health awareness, children and adolescents.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Heal the world.
There you go.
Heal the world.
I can't show off my neck.
Thanks for being
right?
part of it.
I can't show off my little
The
curve.
bruises.
No, my curve.
Oh, your curve. Oh my gosh. Her before and after x-rays are phenomenal. I mean, it's
Straight
life-changing.
to curve.
She got a
Yes.
perfect curve in her neck and just stopped everything that was happening and made it all start going in the right direction, and it's been awesome to see. You're a bright light.
Thanks, Mara.
Thanks, Mara.
All right, Mara. Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, it's not on.
So any questions from the audience yet? I think I have a question for Dr. Gary. So lots of people get a little scared of a high fat diet because they say so much fat. Like we've always been told not to eat fat. Isn't that bad for your heart? And high cholesterol and all that kind of stuff. So we have another.
This is the spot. This is the spot.
Right here. Have you met David before? Hi. David. Nice to meet you. All right. Nice to meet you guys. Hey, Trick. How's it?
Oh, and Shig's here too.
We're on Facebook Live. Oh, lovely.
Lunch with the doc.
There you go.
Doc.
All right.
Good spot. I know, right?
It's a good place to hang out. You get to meet all kinds of people, you know. So, you're talking about fats.
So fats. So, we've been told in the past the best kind of diet is low fat. people drink low-fat milk.
We got a
yogurt.
question.
Okay, we got a question. Let's answer this question first, and then we'll go back to that other question. What
Do
is-
I need to avoid corn tortillas? I love them, but I'm getting a little bit of a pooch.
Ooh.
Well,
This
if
is
you,
from Confidence Through Comedy.
all right.
Ooh.
So, if you have more carbohydrates, your body's going to have a tendency to produce more fat. Because anytime your blood sugar rises, let's say that this is the ideal blood sugar zone, and it should go like this through the day, up and down, not these big spikes beyond. When you get a high carbohydrate meal, your blood sugar is going to go up past this, and as soon as it goes up here, what happens is your body secretes insulin to bring that blood sugar level back down. But insulin helps your body to build fat, and it also causes an inflammatory response. So the idea is to, yes.
All right, so this is one of the tacos. With
Oh, thank you.
I heard you order nachos.
I got nachos.
Chicken taco? Yep. Okay, I bring the rest right now.
So David gets a tortilla
I
with
get the
corn.
tortilla.
Mo doesn't get a tortilla with corn.
Yeah,
So
no
she just get
tortilla.
a taco without the tortilla.
Does she have to eat that with her fingers?
No.
No?
I
Okay.
might go
All right.
get some.
She can use a fork, because otherwise it's going to be messy.
But for me, who's somehow has a really fast metabolism, I get the tortilla. I get the crazy
This is the
quesadillas.
taco, and I just put the chips on the side.
That's for
Wasn't sure if
Aria.
you still wanted.
Thank
Extra
you.
chips for me.
All right, thank you so much. All right,
I'll bring one for you.
we need a spoon too. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right.
So,
go get a spoon.
you're saying, David's got it.
So the idea is to keep the blood sugar level in the zone. Remember the zone diet that came out a long time ago by Dr. Barry Sears? The idea is to keep it in that fat burning zone and not have these big spikes in your blood sugar. Thank you so much. Take care of us, buddy. Thank you.
Dr. G, what'd you get again?
I got the chicken tortilla soup without the tortillas.
Okay.
It has cheese in it, and then this is the delightful thing. I just kind of load this right
So-
in there.
What about, what do you say?
That could overflow. I'm not going to overflow right now.
So for the question that was asked, what about corn in general?
Corn in general-
What about, allergy testing
Most
and
most
stuff
of
like
it,
that?
most all the corn now is genetically modified unless you buy organic corn products. Most of it's all genetically
I know, they
modified.
brought it out.
So it's kind of an abnormal, or
Right?
it's usually more of an unrecognizable product for our nervous system to take in. So sometimes it can cause reactivity and sensitivities. I did a blood test and found out that I was sensitive to both wheat and to corn, so I was really bummed. But my wife isn't that bummed because now I'm not carrying as much extra adipose tissue, if you know what I mean. So I look better in my bathing suit now than I used to. So anyhow, minimize your grain intake and increase your low carb vegetables, your protein sources, and use low carbohydrate fruits. Some fruits have higher. You can easily go online and take a look at vegetable carbohydrate indexes and fruits, and you'll know. Like, one of the best things to do is to take zucchini are very low because of the high fiber content. They're very low in carbohydrates. So I take something called a veggetti, which is like a grinding thing. I put the zucchini in the middle, take a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil or both, put it in the pan, and then I just grind the zucchini all the way through, and I've got these noodles over here. Take 2 zucchinis, throw it in the pan, cook it up a little bit, put a little marinara sauce. I usually use Trader Joe's organic marinara sauce, and I've got instant spaghetti, but it's still low carb and it still stays on the ketogenic diet. So the idea is to try to get your body to burn fat. And how I found out about this is one of my patients, since I'm not going to mention his name because I don't have the authority to do it, but I watched him over the course of a 3-month plan of care that we put him on because he had a back problem and a disc problem. And I watched him just start losing weight. I go, "What are you doing?" And he says, "What do you mean?" I said, "You look so trim, you're leaning out." He goes, "Oh, I'm doing a ketogenic diet." I said, "Well, tell me more, because we've all heard of paleo diets. This is similar to a paleo diet, which is a low carbohydrate, low grain. but I just watched him burn through like 28 pounds in the course of 3 months. He lost 28 pounds. So anyhow, that's the idea for today. Is show you how to eat, not like my son is. If you, unless you have a really fast metabolism, you train and eat a lot, and you don't have corn sensitivities.
Mm-hmm. So, and the way to find out about corn sensitivities, how do you find out, like, if you should be eating wheat or if you should be eating corn or not? How do you find that out?
Well, that's an excellent question. There's 4 main ways to test for allergies. One is the one that most of us have heard from. It's called a skin prick test. It's a sensitivity where they take little needles and they stick your back with all these different foods, and then you see if you have a red spot occur. That's an way of doing allergy testing. That's one way. Second way, there are blood tests. You can do immunoglobulin testing or ELISA testing, where the blood is exposed to different foods, and you see what causes a reaction in the blood itself. Number 3 is called the rotational diet method, where you actually only eat certain foods and you keep track of it, and then if you notice any symptoms come up, like maybe increased pain or wheezing or sinus problems or a rash or anything like that, if you see something come up, then you can deduce what it may have been, and then you try to isolate the food. That's called a rotational diet. And then the last one is kinesiological testing, using actual kinesiological muscle testing. This had its basis initially with applied kinesiologists. Applied kinesiology is a form of natural health care that combines chiropractic, combines exercise, nutrition. It combines Chinese medicine and adjustments and balancing the muscular system, and even the mental emotional components where people carry stress. Basically, they believe that the body is designed to heal itself, and if it's not healing itself, then there's something interfering with it. And that interference is termed stress, and that stress can come from your structural system, emotional stress, chemical stress, like an allergy, or even electromagnetic stress. Like, you don't want to sleep with your cell phone right next to your head because you're basically getting bombarded with electromagnetic fields all night long.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Charlie.
How you doing?
Good to see you, brother.
Hi.
So the kinesiological testing uses manual muscle testing, which is a neurological test where you test the strength of a muscle, and then a person can taste the food, and if they have a negative response to it, you'll actually see the muscle strength weaken. You can also do it with using magnetic testing, where it's put underneath a magnet. Would you like to know how that even started? Because some people, I was so skeptical about muscle testing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no way, I can't even believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Should I tell the story?
Yeah. It's pretty,
All right, quick
it's
story.
really interesting.
Quick story? All right.
Yeah.
So I used to work in Santa Cruz, and I worked in the nutrition department, and we had a juice bar, and I made smoothies and put people on programs to gain weight, lose weight, detoxify, all this, and so we sold natural products. And one day I had a person come in and said, hey, I want to return my kelp and alfalfa. I said, why is that? They said, well, because I'm allergic to it. I said, well, what, did you start wheezing? Did you start sneezing? Did you break out in a rash? No. I said, did you have any symptoms? He said, no, I didn't have any symptoms. And I said, well, why would you say you're allergic to it? Well, I saw Dr. Bob over here around the corner, and he held it next to my chest and pushed my arm down real hard. I went, what the heck is that? I go, and that means you have an allergy? Yeah, that means I have an allergy. I go, oh, and then what did he... Nope. I said, well, did he then sell you one of his products? Yep. He said, take that one back and buy mine. I went, oh, great, Dr. Bob, wow. So a week later, I give her the money back. Here's $19.95 plus tax, $21.23, whatever it was back then. This was in 1980. And that shows I'm an old guy. Are you spilling all over yourself, son?
Yeah, well, it's hard pulling back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to eat over
Filming and nachos at the same time can be hazardous to your clothing.
It's
It's catastrophic.
This is the first experience
So the next week, here comes another person. I'd like to return my vitamin C product, please. Why is that? Well, I have an allergy to it. I go, what makes you say you have an allergy to it? Do you break out with a rash, wheezing, sneezing? Nope. He goes, no, I see Dr. Bob, and he held it next to my chest and pushed my arm down. Hi.
Hi, Dr. Bob.
Are you?
How
are you, baby? So good to see you. All right.
I'd love to have
So
Find me on
I go, okay, well, you want your money back? Dr. Bob pushed your arm down and held it next to your chest. Third time, someone's walking in with a product. I go, do you see Dr. Bob? She goes, yes. I said, do you want to return that? She goes, yes, I do. I said, you have an allergy to it? He pushed your arm down? Yep. I go, okay. Thanks, here's your 21, 23 back. I go, okay, now I've got smoke coming out my ears. This guy is like messing. Dr. Bob is messing my business up and my recommendations to these people. So I go, okay, I put the sign on the door, be back in 20 minutes. And I get in my little car, I drive around the corner to Dr. Bob's office, and I could hear the little voice inside me saying, don't go in there, don't do this, not when you're mad. I was like, no, I'm doing this, I'm going in there, I'm going to talk to Dr. Bob. I walk away from my car, go right to the door, and I'm just ready to open the door. Gary, don't do this. It's like, okay, God, okay, I won't. So I turned around, swallowed my pride, and sure enough, my fate would have it that because of mercury poisoning and a car accident, I decided to become a chiropractor myself. This chiropractor helped me out, fixed the curves of my neck and body, got all my symptoms to go away. I used to suffer from bad allergies and chronic neck pain and mid-back pain. So I'm at chiropractic school, and Lisa and I would, at lunchtime, they would have these clubs. Do they still have clubs where you do? So there's a club, and Lisa and I walk by the door, and we look in there, and there's these people doing muscle testing. I'm like, oh, wait, Lisa, that's that Dr. Bob bullshit. I said, let's go in there. I'm going to be a spy, and I'm going to expose this stuff as a hoax. She goes, okay, all right, let's do it. So I started going to the club, writing notes, going, oh, okay, you think so? So, as fate would have it, I'm playing intramural football, and we had all these incredible Olympic athletes that went to chiropractic school, and so we had some really good athletes. And a muddy day, I'm the quarterback, and I make a move, and my foot slips out that way, and I pull a groin muscle, and it's like, okay, that's it. I can't even do anything. So I hobble to the clinic, and the only clinician that could see me was an applied kinesiologist. I'm going, oh no, not a Dr. Bob guy. It's like, crap. Is there anybody else? I mean, I didn't want to hurt the guy's feelings, so he goes, okay, come on in, let's see. So he meticulously goes through and tests every single muscle to figure out which one. Sure enough, I'm really wrapping quite a story here. It's going all over the place, but I hope you're tracking. Okay.
Everyone's loving it.
All right. So he tests the muscle and pushes on my leg and pushes it out, and it hurt like hell. I had no strength. He goes, okay, now let's do that. He says, that hurt? I go, yeah, it really hurts. So he says, okay, I want you to touch your finger on the side of your eyebrow right here. And he tests my adductor muscle, but when he tested it and I was touching this point, which is called triple heater 23, the muscle was as strong as a rock and didn't hurt at all. I go, what the heck, are you pushing hard? He goes, yeah, I'm pushing just as hard. He goes, watch. He says, take your finger off. He pushes, oh, shit, it hurt like hell, no strength. He goes, put your finger back on there. I go, okay. So I put my finger back on, strong as a rock. I go, what is that? He goes, it's an acupuncture point. It's the flow of the meridians into the muscle. And he says, it influences it. I said, okay. So then he says, now I want you to, let's test it again, but this time I want you to put your fingers right into your nipple. I go, put my fingers on my nipple? I know it sounds weird, but just do it. I go, okay, all right, I'll touch my nipple. Gosh, this guy's... So I touch there, he tests the muscle again, strong as a rock.
See you later.
All right, so long.
Bye.
See you, Freddie. So sure enough, it's strong again. So this was part of the treatment. This is called a lymphatic reflex for the adductor muscle. So then he touches a couple other things to get strong. So he does all these different treatments. I rubbed my own nipple, thank you. I didn't have him rubbing my nipple. That's not going to happen. But he had, you know, I'm tapping here and rubbing here, and he's doing all this stuff. I got up off the table. I was 70% better. I was blown away. I go, okay, this is the strangest, weirdest stuff.
That's amazing.
But my wife and I were going to become naturopathic doctors. We were already accepted to go into naturopathic school, but at the time, back in the 80s, this was 1983, naturopathic medicine was not licensed in California. So I wanted to live in California, and so we decided to do naturopathic and chiropractic combined, because I could do, as a chiropractor, everything a naturopath could do back then. As of this time, Dr. Lisa and I are actually finishing our naturopathic degree with a couple more courses, so that we'll be a DC ND. But that's how it got started, this whole muscle testing deal. And famous doctor Dr. William Philpott wrote a book in the 90s, early 90s, called Brain Allergies. It was a best-selling book. He was an allergist. So what he had thought to himself is that it doesn't seem logical that your bloodstream would be put in contact with the food. If you're eating a food, it goes through the digestion of your saliva into your stomach. It gets broken down by enzymes from the pancreas, the bile. There's this whole digestive process before it actually gets into your bloodstream. So he thought, you know, this seems like there's shortcomings to every kind of testing, right? So he decides to hook a person up to electrodes and put those electrodes on the person, and he had an ohm meter, kind of like a lie detector test or a biofeedback unit. And he had people, he said, I wonder if electrically the body would show that it was stressed if they tasted a certain food. Sure enough, he started putting little bits of food, different ones, and then he'd have them rinse out in between. And sure enough, some of them, the needle would go up like this, showing there was an electronic stress response when they tasted a certain food. So that was interesting. He goes, well, okay, but the problem was some people would go into an anaphylactic shock, and you'd have to give them norepinephrine to actually pull them out of anaphylactic shock so they didn't die.
Wow.
So here he's a medical doctor. He knew how to do that. So that testing had some shortcomings. So he was getting ready to test the next food. It was like a vial of milk he put on the person's chest. He was going to test that next. He put the other ones back. But he looked over at the ohm meter, and the needle was halfway up. He goes, what the heck?
Up and balance.
All right, thanks, Mara.
Hi, Mara.
And so he goes, what the heck? This thing, it's just a vial sitting on a person's chest, but the needle's halfway up. He goes, okay, he turns the machine on and off, it's still halfway. So he takes the thing off the person's chest, and the needle goes, and he brings it close. Like that. He goes, what is going on? So he takes a magnet. He goes, if the body can sense this, we know from acupuncture that there's all kinds of energy circuits and flows in the body. I am going to eat this soup pretty soon. At some point, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be signing off here pretty soon, because that guacamole is sitting in there. It's going to be great. Excuse me for a second.
This story is so good.
There's my friend. How's it going? You say hi to your husband for me too?
There's a little girl.
That grew up.
I follow you on Facebook.
Aw, good to see you.
All right.
On Facebook now.
So he takes a magnet, and he finds if he puts the food vial in a glass container on the person's chest, and he puts the south pole of the magnet over it, the needle went up just as strong as when they had tasted it. If you put the north pole on over it, it went down almost to nothing. So the south pole of the magnet drives the energy of the food into the body, and the body has a response to it, which is pretty fascinating.
Wow.
Well, a group of kinesiologists, applied kinesiologists, had been doing muscle testing and doing the same thing. Usually, the recognized method of testing is to put it on the tongue, but again, you have an anaphylactic scenario. So now Dr. Michael Leibowitz was one of the pioneers in this, and he took a big plate magnet and holds the food underneath the plate magnet, and then does muscle testing to see if there's a response or not. So we've been doing that for over 30 years, and it's fascinating. Every testing system has its drawbacks, So you just try to use what you can. We order blood tests all the time for food allergies, and and it's neat to kind of combine the disciplines and see what each one of the testing methodologies shows. And a lot of times you find things that you wouldn't know. So I was glad I got my blood test, and it let me know what I shouldn't have and what I should have. So I think we've woven quite a story today.
We have.
And anything you want to add today before I eat my soup?
Yes.
Or maybe I'll start eating more.
You can start eating more. Okay.
All right. Take turns.
My other thought was the question I asked, and then we kind of moved around from there. But we're talking about healthy fats, or fats in general, and isn't healthy fats, and why would we do a ketogenic diet with such high fats? This month we've been focusing on heart health, which has been really interesting with Valentine's Day, and it's actually National Heart Health Month in February, so it was last month, I guess. But basically, one of the best things you can do for your heart is to eat really good healthy fats. And that seems counterintuitive because they say, if you have high cholesterol, that's the worst thing for your body and for your heart health. You need to keep your fats low. But actually, you need to have good healthy fats, because that's really important for your body, and it's really important to keep your inflammation down, because actually inflammation is the #1 cardiac risk. Because if you aren't inflamed, then your body's able to bring the cholesterol naturally through those arteries, but it's when they get inflamed, tightened, that's when everything happens.
Right.
So having a good diet is one of the most important things to keep your inflammation down, and that will keep your heart healthy.
That's right.
So high
You almost sound like
diet.
You know a lot.
Fats.
You know a lot.
Well, I have some good teachers in my life. So diet high in healthy fats is important for heart health and health just in general. They're finding that that's actually one of the ways to lose weight most is to eat more healthy fats.
More healthy fats.
Mr. Saul Guzman said hi, and Mrs. Catherine said hi to you.
Oh, hi,
All right.
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. We love you. So proud of you. You're awesome. And I heard your singing was just phenomenal. Yeah.
It was.
One other thing I want to say, Dr. Walter Schmidt is a famous doctor from North Carolina. He wrote a paper called Aspirin is Not a Vitamin and Margarine is Not a Food. And basically, you always want to check your labels and see if it ever says hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil. It's horrible. Fats are supposed to be in what's called a cis configuration, but when they hydrogenate it, it flips it over and it turns it into a solid. Now, it can make the shelf life of your food much longer, that it will stay good, but that's like a plastic, and it's really hard to break down. The half-life of hydrogenated oils is I believe, it's every 30 days. It takes 30 days to break it down halfway in your body if you've got good liver detoxification. So it's really a horrible thing. It causes inflammation. So make sure you don't have any hydrogenated oil or partially hydrogenated oil if you see it. Like a lot of times chips or breads or things like that. Most people are getting a clue that it's really not healthy, not good. But that's good fats, bad fats, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. Avocado oil has a very high, a stable point when you're cooking, so it's a good oil to cook with. So is coconut oil a good oil to cook with. So, eat a lot of avocados, and, if you're going to have cheeses, which I think are fine, if you're not dairy sensitive, get organic cheeses. Try to get your milk that doesn't have the cows treated with BST, I believe is what it is. So, eat good fats, raw milk, good cheeses, and I'm going to eat my soup.
So, Mo, tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening in a couple weeks from now.
So, 2 weeks from yesterday, so the 21st, the Tuesday of March, we're doing our Community Appreciation Day. And this is super fun. We love doing it. We do it every season. And it's just a way to express our gratitude for our patients and our community. So we open the doors to the whole community. Everyone's welcome. And we do free treatment all day. So we have B12 shots going on. We have free therapy massages, chiropractic adjustments. All that's free. We also do discounts on the IVs and the detox foot baths. And then we're going to be having a bunch of different health workshops going on throughout the day on nutrition and essential oils and stretching, flexibility, stem cell therapy. So a bunch of good information to learn at this event, and you get free treatment. So you guys should all join us. You can call and reserve your visit. You can also walk in if you just want to come that day, but invite your friends and family and just have a day of healing and wellness. So that's on the 21st of this month, Tuesday from 12 to 6 p.m. So please join us. It's going to be a fun day.
And what about a week from today?
A week from today, we're doing this again. So Lunch with the Doc is going to be every Wednesday at 12:30. We'll have different people from our office, different healthcare practitioners sharing each week, and it's super informative. We'll go to different restaurants throughout Laguna and talk about our local spots and just some health and wellness.
Like this guy right here,
Yes.
he is a master. He takes care of everybody. Great food.
Woohoo! La Serena. So thank you, La Serena, for hosting us today, and thank you, Dr. G, for all the amazing information. Daddy, that was fun. We're excited. So thanks for joining us. Join us next week.
To your health.
Yes.